you lot. Let's get this working once and for all. I was thinking, I don't really need a generator anymore. I usually keep 2 generators in the event of a power cut, and you know, I can help neighbours out if anybody needs electric to power their fridge or anything like that. We can power our fridge, power the neighbours' fridges and TVs and stuff in the event of a power cut. But times have changed and we don't really get power cuts anymore, so I don't really need generators. So I thought we'll get this one going once and for all, and then see what will become of it after it's going. We need to get a bolt for that. I've got a bolt there, but the trouble is this one, it sits around more than it does anything else. I've even got the instruction manual here for it, but because it sits around, you can charge a 12-volt battery as well. Because it sits around, it never really gets started, it never really does any heavy work, so it regularly gets blocked jets in the carb. So I thought we'd get this going and see what will become of it after that. It's a pretty good little generator when it works. Let's take off the little cover for the air filter. There's a silly little bit of sponge in there, but I think we'll take this off. Put that over there. I'll stick it back in there so we don't lose it. There's a silly little air filter. It does its job. A little bit of foam. Then we need to take off, they're not 8s. Well, they're probably 10s. And take off that. We might need to take the tank off. I can't remember now if we need to take the tank off or not now, to be honest. We might take that off as well, we'll see. I'll take this little plate off. The last time I fixed this, because it had the same problem, you know, the jet got blocked where it sits around. Last time I fixed this, I got it going pretty spot on. It was more or less exactly how it needed to run. But I didn't do anything with it after that. So it's just sat around. Probably we're looking at just selling it, just get rid of it, because I don't need it anymore. And when we used to have power cuts quite regularly, it was quite handy, you know. But we don't get power cuts all that often anymore, so it's not really needed. Black on top, grey on the bottom, remember that. Blue in there. Oh, that one obviously goes in there as well. That goes connected to that. And that can just come around there. Now we can see the little dinky carburetor. Now, what we've got is I've noticed that fill pipe there is leaking, so it needs to be cut back. I'm going to take that off. Turn that to off, because that's been left on. That's all leaked all down here. But we've got a needle there, a jet there, we've got a jet there. That's a throttle stop for tick over. It's currently on full throttle because the engine is stopped. That's a choke. Just got a little spring coming up the back, which is how it operates. We shouldn't really need to do much. We can remove that jet, spray some brake cleaner down in there, and we can get it going. We're going to get some pliers and some brake cleaner and we'll have a look. Oh, by the way, the other day I went and repaired an old 1986 lawnmower, so you have a quick look at that while I go and sort out this other bits and bobs. And once you've finished looking at that old lawnmower, once we've got that going, we'll come back and we'll carry on with this. Alright, so I've got this little lawnmower. I've just put a new float on it because the old float got a hole in it, as you all saw before. So I've just put a new float on it, and I'm just doing this up. I don't know if the thingy's set right yet. The level on the float. It looked a little bit low to me, but we'll see. I'll put it on. I don't want to play with that fuel pipe. I could take that off and blow down it and push the float up and down with my finger, and I'll get a rough gauge of where it is when it stops the petrol coming through. But I don't want to play with this because it will split, so I'm just going to do it up. We'll put the battery on, and then we'll be able to fire her up. It's all been painted. It's all been painted nicely. And I've managed to get an instruction manual for it as well, so we can work out how to do the deck, because that's the wrong belt for it and it's constantly cutting. So we've got to take it off, look at all the bearings, and then put the right belt on it. But get the engine sorted first. Well, I've turned the petrol on now, and so far we haven't got any leakages, which is good, because we had a lot of trouble with the gasket around the top of the bowl leaking. But that was also caused because the float wasn't floating, because it had a hole in it, so the fuel was going too high. But so far we've got no leakages. So let's see if she's going to fire up. Hopefully, with any luck, we will get some fireage of the right type. Straight away. No hesitation, straight up. Running like a dream roll. Fuel and all, burns out, it'll be alright. It's running like a dream so far though. Right, pump that tyre up, it's a bit low. I haven't got a tripod with me today, and in fact I didn't even bring a camera, so you're filming on a bloody phone. squeaking's to do with the gearbox. If you push the clutch in, it goes away. The engine goes up. So I wonder if we've actually got any oil in there. to a little bit. Need to richen that jet up there and we should be alright. So you can hear how much load the engine's under when the clutch is out in neutral. We're in neutral now, because this is what it's like. Quite low, sink over, just where we want it really. When you push the clutch in and disengage the gearbox obviously, comes right up. Bring a voltmeter with me, but I bring this little tester, and it tells you whether your battery's good or if your alternator's good. So we'll stick this on here, and we can find out, can't we, whether it's even charging still. So we've got that on the earth, on the negative there, and we should be able to just stick that on the positive. And the alternator is charging, but it's low output. No, it's on the green, look. There's the green is lit, it's just a bit dark. Normal output, so we're charging as well. Happy days. Nice. Well, kind of charging. How was that? Quite a good little little mower, that one. I quite like that little mower. Let's take this jet out. I'm going to spray a load of brake cleaner down in there. should be able to get this. All it'll be is a little bit of a blockage in one of the jets. That's literally all it'll be. Get me a little screwdriver so I can actually get that little jet out. But these are fairly easy to get going again once they get blocked. I said this is a throttle stop for takeover. It's well, it's the lowest that it will let it go. We might have to wind that in because I don't think that jet will come out with that there. We might have to take the bolt off, have a look at the float as well while we're at it, but I think it'll be alright. Right, there's one of the jets. And we can just test it if we blow down it, but it looks, it's got a little ball in there. It does look a little bit blocked, but I don't think that one's all that blocked. We'll cover it in brake cleaner anyway. Hello.
It's cooled down now.
I know. Right. I don't think we'll need to clean that one. But we could do anyway. Let's... Oh, that little clip's off of there. That might be why that leaks. That's the fuel pipe. We've got a little bit of a split on there. Look, that's why. So if we cut that off there, and then we can put that back on there. It's covered in two-stroke oil, so it's not the easiest thing to do. That's that one. We'll put a little clip going up there. That'll hold that in place like that. This one's come off of here now, so I don't want to undo the linkage because they're always a bit of a pain in the bum. So measure how many turns were there. Half one, 2 turns, 2.5, 3 turns, 3.5, 4 turns, 4.5, 5 turns. So this needle is 5 turns we've got to do on it. I've got it pretty much running perfectly the last time I had to take this apart and fix it. So I reckon we should be able to get it pretty close this time. Okay, obviously this is just a needle. It's not a jet, it's actually just a needle. So plenty of brake cleaner down in there. That should dissolve any crap that's sitting in there. And then I could actually get the compressed air and blow down it and make sure it's nice and free. Right, I've got a bit of air. I'll blow a little bit of air down there. I think I'll blow a bit of air down there as well. Put some in there. That's definitely clear. That was coming straight out of here. And we can blow a little bit of air down the main inlet as well. Oh yes, that's definitely free. That's coming out of every orifice, including the overflow pipe, which is good. And that's all for the brake cleaner now anyway. So we can put that jet back in there. We'll probably, just for good measure, take the bowl off and have a look at the bowl. But that goes in there. That was 5 turns, wasn't it? Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go, 5 turns on that one. This one got to come out, and that's cock. That one, that one on that one. That's the gasket for the front. That's that. Right. We could take the bolt off and have a look, or we could just drain the bolt out. But I think we'll leave the bolt as it is. We'll leave that float down in there. That goes on there. That little clip goes on there. Happy days. Happy days. Right, now we can put this back together. We can get a rag. I've got a bit of rag. Have a little bit of a clean up because we've got petrol and brake cleaner all over the place. Let's stick this back together. I was contemplating, I'll tell you what I was contemplating. I was contemplating selling the 2 generators that I've got to buy one bigger generator. Because what would happen was that when we had power cuts, if I wanted to power a couple of fridges, a couple of freezers and things like that, what I'd have to do is I'd have to run both generators. And I was thinking, if I can just get a bigger generator, sell these 2, get a bigger one, I wouldn't have to run both of them. But the prices of generators at the moment is absolutely through the roof. Everybody wants generators, because we're in this recession, everything's bloody massively expensive anyway. So I don't think I'll be doing that. And plus, we don't even get power cuts that often anymore, so we don't really need generators anyway. So, and we've got petrol and electric strimmers and pulls and stuff, not like before when we had electric 240 volt hedge cutters and stuff that would need to be powered. We've got petrol hedge cutters now, petrol strimmers, you know, or battery powered, so we don't need none of this anymore really. So like that. This tank needs to come down here because I need to plug this wire in. This wire is a bloody pain in the arse because you can't reach it. So that has to go in there. Grey on the bottom, black on the top, and then just plug the rest of them in. Mustn't forget to plug them all in, otherwise it won't work. And to get to them, you've got to take the tank off and the front panel again. We plugged in. That goes there. Now we can bring the tank back to where that lives. That goes back on there. Where that little bolt's gone, I think that was the bolt, wasn't it? That was the one. That one. That goes in there. And hold that in place. And we'll put the 4 on for the tank. I don't know why that's... Ah, that's why, because that goes like that. Huh. I thought that was supposed to hold that, perhaps it ain't. We'll screw the tank down, screw it together, and then we'll see if it's going to fire up and actually run. Because we might be taking it apart again yet. Right, let's see if she's going to fire and run. We'll turn that to on. It should be getting plenty of fuel into the bowl now. Should be running pretty much on carb spray anyway. That's in the on position. We have the choke on. I haven't done them bolts up yet, but they'll be alright. Let's see what happens. Not a lot. Bloody Jesus, what was that? Don't know what that was, I couldn't find it. Anyway, let's see. Could be that the bowl's sticking a bit. Float even, sorry, not the bowl, the float. Well, she ain't happy, that's for sure. Let's get a bit of let's get some more petrol in there because she might be a bit low. Oh, bloody hell! It's like being in a bloody smoke room in here. Right, this is just neat unleaded petrol. Because I know this is a two-stroke. But I put it in neat because there's so much oil in there where it was full up and all the petrol was evaporated and left the oil behind it. That's why it's so smoky. So I'll just put some in neat and we'll keep an eye on it. If she starts to run a little bit lean of oil, I can always add a bit of oil in. I'm sure she'll be fine. But now we've got some petrol in there, that should be going through. We'll start her up on the choke and then we'll let her run and see what she's going to do. I'd say that's running better than it was. That's running a lot better than it was. So, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll put the air filter back on. I don't know what that was that fell down earlier. We'll put the air filter cover back on and then we'll find something to load her up And once we've loaded her up, we'll know whether she's going to be any good or not. Get the 8mm back. Let me go and find something suitable to load her up and we'll see what's happening. Right, so I've got the fan on to blow the smoke out the door, but I've got the exhaust facing out the door this time. The only thing I can find, this is, says here 750, but it says 0.75 kilowatt. Oh, I'm sure I read somewhere surge 950. Well, anyway, it's 750 watt. But the only thing I can find that I've actually got that will do anything near that is this heat gun, which is 1000 watt. So I'm pretty sure I read somewhere that this is 950 as a surge. So I better put 1000 through it just to test it and give it a load. That's what I want to do. I want to load it up. I want to make sure that the engine has still got enough power to do its job under a load. So this will be fine. So we'll start her up. Should start without the choke now, hopefully. It should be warm enough. Getting there, it's just getting there. Let's stick a load on her and see what happens now. That's just smoothed out now, see? That should make her warm up a bit. Should clear her out a bit as well. Turn it off. That's running a lot better now. A lot less smoke. Under a load again. That's hot in there. We'll call that a win. I'll say that's bloody good now. Hardly any smoke. 2-stroke, but a little bit when you put it under a load. I'd say that's spot on now. That's a win with that one. Right, let me just turn this fan off. I think we've evacuated enough of the fumes now. That's pretty much done then, that's all nice. I'm going to test it from a cold start in a bit. But before I do that, let's stick a bit of this in. Look, we've got 2-stroke engine oil. For some reason they've got a 4-stroke mower on the front there, but that's it's China for you. Oh, made in England apparently. Really? Why would you do that? I mean, anyone knows it's a 4-stroke. Anyway, I'm going to stick a little bit of this oil in there just to keep you lot happy, but also just to be sure. I'm 99% sure that there was enough oil in here left over from when the rest of it evaporated that it'll be fine. But I'm going to put a little bit of this in there just so I don't get you lot on my back. Oh, you shouldn't have done that. Oh, you should never put that in there. Oh, how do you know there's enough oil in there? Because some of you lot are mad and you measure every single drop. But there we go. That'll do. We don't want to be in too smoky. Down there, we'll give it a shake up. Supposed to use a measuring cup, look. But that'll be fine. That'll be absolutely fine. Sweet. Righto, you lot. Thanks for watching. Appreciate every single one of you. Treat everyone equally. Have a happy life. None of this rubbish, mumbo, bumbo, bloody rubbish about taking the mickey out of each other and all of that. Look after each other, because we will only get one life. And I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching. We'll call that generator a win and the mower a win. 2 wins in one video. What more can you ask for? By the way, I don't know if I filmed it. On that mower, the squeaking sound was a stuck, jammed up, rusted pulley on the clutch. We freed it up. It's perfect after that. See you later.